All right, we're back. Take 2, or episode 2 of the Black Paramahansa. Naughty God's in the building.
Okay,
We can pick it up anywhere, brother.
let's get into the Kali Yuga again. The Kali Yuga, basically, let's talk about when Kanye said, in this white man's world, we chosen, black people chosen. I'm gonna give you what he means by that in the Power video. And Noah's Ark, in this time, Noah has sons, and they all different race. And it said the son of Ham was cursed. So what I'm saying to you, to play this whole existence, this reality that's not real, is a reason why black people, if you want to equate us as the sons of Ham, the shootings, the injustice, the hymns, the slavery, the chains, all that. In this game, that's where the crisis come in. It's time to wake up. I'm not saying we advance or nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying. Maybe to be black is to get the instant karma and the pain. That's where you get the K2 in. But the spirit, like I said again, whenever pain comes, the ego is the one that cries. The soul, the spirit is what rejoices because you're letting go of this material existence. And that's what it's all about. So look at it as a badge of honor because you got to look at it. If you keep thinking that this is real, it's not supposed to be fair. Like I said again, if you're privileged, and I'm not making it a black and white thing, I'm telling you, as far as in this game of life, if you're privileged, you don't have a struggle. Crisis is Christ. That's the polarity. Crisis is Christ. Everything is duality. The more crisis you go through, the more you go through it. The more your soul through incarnations. Like I said, if you don't believe in incarnations, just think about it. Every child you ever had, or every niece, nephew, your child, whatever, after a while, what you say? He's been here before. Your mother said about you, your grandma said about it. It's just what it is. Because you have been here before. So it's just where you at in your position in the soul thing. Other than that, you have to come in and you gotta understand why you're here because it's already designed. Once you look at the Bible, as an atlas to life. Hey, no, but let's get a break real quick, all right?
All right, brother.
White Kingdom, just give me a break real quick. Right, come on in here. She ready to make me invoke my powers. Hey, no.
Yo.
We're gonna roll another half an hour. Oh, let's half an hour.
All right. Give me 1 second.
So, we're gonna stop at 10:30. All right.
Sound like a plan.
It's spring at 10:30.
Oh, black love. That's what's up, brother.
So once you look at everything, because I mean, like I said, 3D, in 3D consciousness, you're identifying with the whole thing. And like I said, this is not an Uncle Tom thing. This is not that. It's just what it is. It's like once you understand that this is Solomon's temple, that Solomon's temple is actually the body and you're residing in it, that you're the watcher, then everything started making sense. Because like I said, the scriptures, I could never get with the scriptures. Like in 3D thinking, I'm, 3D consciousness, I'm like, try Jesus, don't try me. And then I can't really get with the Lord's Prayer because I'm like, forgive those that try. Now I got to have you. But once you start ascending and you start understanding it, you say, oh, okay, now I can see where this is written from what perception. And that's all it is. A higher consciousness is a different perception of things, where you're not perceiving yourself as the human being anymore. You're perceiving yourself as the Atman. You're actually the Atman when you really understand it. Like, well, if I'm the Atman, then when they say once you ascend, they say once Jesus ascended, it opened up the angels opened up to him. It's talking about the chakras. The chakras opened up, and then the angles, astrology came to you. So you started understanding. Your left brain, your right brain started thinking that way, critical and everything. It started infusing with the spiritual side. So no longer am I thinking aliens, I'm thinking astrology. Okay, it's coming from outer space. It's not an outer space. The space is you.
Right.
All the stuff that's around here is the space. Everything is you. Your cat, your dog, all that stuff is one being. And you're playing it out. And then it's already situated. All right, you're going to have a rough family or you're going to have a loving family. Because if your second house is ruled by Venus, you're going to have a loving family. Okay, cool. That was your thing. So the next one, like I said, you might got Saturn in the second house. You got a distant, cold family, strict, discipline. That's Saturn. Your family is like that. That's what your family life is going to be. And if you got, let's say Aquarius is your ascendant. If Aquarius is your ascendant, then you might have a spiritual family because the second house is Pisces. And you might be into more of the holistic kind of thing, or they're going to be, if it's a low points, then they're going to be drug addicts. That's the yin and yang. They're going to be spiritual. Wherever Pisces lie, that's where you're going to have a lot of turmoil sometimes. You're going to have a lot of drug use, this, that, and the third. There's a lot of that. That's the life that you're going to experience. This whole thing is an experience. And that's the whole Leela of the story. Once you see it, you're like, oh, you got to just get above it. But if you're in the turmoil, you're in it, your 3D means you, man, that motherfucker Trump did this, that bitch ass nigga, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You're in it. You're in the Maya. You're caught in the Maya. Because guess what? Once you see his chart, guess what? His chart states he was supposed to be president. His chart clearly states he's an asshole. Everything about him is in there. He wasn't fit to rule. But that's where revelations come in. Because when you talk about the Satan was supposed to come in for 7 years good and 7 years bad. Don't think of Satan as a person. Think of it as an institution. So here we go. 7 years, 8 years, Obama. Good. Everything good. On the outside, it looked good. He's the great American. I'm not saying he's a bad guy, nothing. It's just that institution was always bad. But it looked so good. We come together. Yeah, yes, we can. It's time for a change.
Oh, that.
He's giving you all that. You get what I'm saying? He's giving you all that. Now, the other 7, or now that Satan came in, I gave you all this good shit now. Trump come in. I'm going to show you what it's all about. And really, what he's showing you, he's really the best. And just hear me out. If you can look at it on some polarity shit and stop being so into your ego, really, he's done more because he's really made the negativity feel comfortable to raise his head. See, when Obama was there, everybody was like, nigga. Now they, nigga, with Trump. You feel me? So he's raising it. It has to go to this. This is the revelations. This is the apocalypse. This is the yin and yang. Now it's the new age. So what was hidden now is coming out to the forefront. The George Floyd, it was supposed to come out. This was the time for it to come out because it's a new age. All what was hidden. the yin and the yang. Oh yeah, this fine. America, we the greatest, this, that, but it's showing it. We're so arrogant, we're in our ego. Our fucking symbol is an eagle. We're so arrogant, we're so under the ego, we don't even know COVID. We don't even give a fuck about COVID. That's how bad we are. We the best. So like I said, when your ego is flying so high, it becomes evil ego. So that's why you got the COVID jumping off all that. It's playing out. It's the lever. But it has to play out because you got to surface that. Like I tell people, everybody talking about, oh, Trump people not doing this and they dying. Okay, cool. They need to die. Go ahead, let them die. I'm not saying they need to die, but why are you worried about it? If they don't want to put the mask on and they don't believe it, let them die. That's less people voting for Trump.
Right, right.
Look at it like that. That's the universe paying them back. So when they come back, they George Floyd. They Freddie Gray. They those people now. They the ones living in the projects because now they need an understanding of this. But that was Trump's job to do that. That was his position in time. His karma was what it was. He was supposed to be king. He was supposed to do what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to show all the hypocrisy, how news is one way or the other. Yo, an actor. He's an actor that became president. That's how superficial America became. That we let a con artist in there. I mean, and I'm just saying, yo, I look at the good about that because, like I said, nobody's no longer hiding it. They're showing their true hearts. They're showing their ego. So that's where I give Trump a pat on the back because his position, when I look at it in a different perspective, I'm not looking at it as a black man. I'm looking at a spiritual being on this planet right now. And he's doing what he's supposed to do. So whatever the next thing come out of it, if you can't see that 250 some odd deaths in county is you know, not that it's attributed or it's his fault, but if you're that ignorant that go out here in these masks and all this stuff and everything like that, and the way he's spinning it, it's a China flu, is this way, we didn't do this. Look, it's a force of nature, regardless of how it was made, whatever. It's a force of nature. And guess what? Fix it or protect us. You did. Cool. So is this God's wrath, like putting the what was it in the book in the Pharaoh when they didn't believe it? They didn't put the blood over the door. They didn't want to put the mask over the door. Okay, over their mouth. So guess what? You don't believe that? Oh, I believe in my own God, Trump. Okay, you running with the false idol. Okay, all y'all drop.
Yeah. Well, thinking you could, I'm wouldn't even thinking you could protect yourself from a microscopic anything.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like all that's playing with.
I don't want to get into. I'm just saying. I'm giving you this on a mundane level. Like I don't want to get into politics and nothing like that. I'm just showing you how leader play out.
Yeah, I got you. People like feed their own fire.
Yeah, I don't want to get. I'm just telling you how the story is playing out and how the yin and yang works. Because sometimes everything. That's why I say everything that's good is not always good, and everything is evil. Because just I killed a person in the name of Allah. I love God so much, but I killed this man. And guess what? Is it good? Whatever. All right, and I'll rob this motherfucker. Or I'm robbing a motherfucker on the street. But guess what? I've been out here hitting every day, trying to get a job, everything, this, that, and the third, and I couldn't get this job, but I whacked this nigga for whatever reason, trying to rob him because I'm hungry or I got kids in here. But it was good for me to do this. That's where the yin and yang comes in. It was good for me because I could feed my child. I couldn't stand to see him hungry anymore. My love for my child made me go in an evil chair, made me start robbing shit. The love. So sometimes love can be used in evil doings. It can motivate you to do evil things. I love this girl so much. I want to buy this car. I got to sell this drugs out here. I got poison in my community. That can, and that's just because your ego is built for you to want this girl. You might got a strong Venus in a placement where you got to be in a relationship with a certain person. That's why sometimes when your moon is in a certain place, you're being tortured. Like a Taurus person, they'll stay in a relationship for a long time. And that relationship wasn't even good for them. But that's the stubbornness in them. So they'll stay in that relationship, regardless if it's abusive or not, until they let go. That's the energy of it. That's the karmic energy. So I got to stick with this relationship for a while. But once he leave it, he ain't bad about it. You know what? Everything happened for a reason.
Right.
And that's how a Taurus take it. Opposed to a Scorpio, motherfucker, you did that, or Aries, I got to have you. I got to take a quart of blood out of you. Like what was that on 40-Year-Old Virgin? When he said, if I pull the knife, it must, before I put it back in the sheath, it must touch blood. It must touch blood. You don't remember that on 40-Year-Old Virgin? When they was beefing in the fake Best Buy, and the guy, I mean, I'm just telling you, like certain people are like that. Like, yo, you struck this match. I got to have you.
Well, I mean, are they wrong if that's what they believe?
And that's what I'm trying to say.
At what point does belief falter, messed up and, bad mental health? You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to
I have this argument all the time with people. I'm like, well, at what point is mental health and criminality, do they cross over?
Let me say it to you. Is they wrong? You tell me. The truth lies within the heart. So I'm trying to tell you there is no right or wrong. We came here to see if it was a right or wrong, but what is right and wrong when you understand perception?
Right.
You're perceiving things a certain way. If you've been raised in this culture, you've been raised in this certain things and certain equations and everything. All right, this is the way it is. If I've been raised in suburban, if I go in the ghetto, I'm like, oh, this is wrong, and these guys are savage. But I've been living in the projects where I'm from, Lexington Terrace, all my life. I'm like this. Shit, this is just the way it is. If I live in Baghdad, I'm saying, yo, this is just the way it is. Yeah, gunshots, pop, 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 bomb go up, boom, 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 boom. All right, Duck, come on, let's go get some sandwiches. It's just what it is. You're a victim of, so that's your perception. So is perception the guardian of right or wrong? No. Morals come with perceptions. You can go to Singapore and they fuck kids. That's the law of the land. But here, that's looked and frowned upon. So you got to understand each law in the Bible says each land has different laws and you got to abide by. So guess what? You're going to go by what. So if I'm saying it's morally incorrect for me and my shit, and who am I to judge another person on what they do? Because if you're made in God's image, that's what it is. I don't know what you went through. I don't know what you were upbringing. I don't know if you beat this woman ass right now, you might have witnessed your mother getting her ass whipped your whole life. So you carried it on. You feel me? So we don't know what people's perception. So what is bad and good? Or he might have, like R. Kelly situation. Like I said, I don't condone nothing. But
well, perfect example. Like I'm thinking mental health, because if he grew up,
let's say,
or is it dharma, karma, and everything in between? Like, was he super messed up in the last lifetime?
When I tell you this, like I told you,
or did he have to experience life as R. Kelly today, 2.0, whatever, so he know that his last life was better? I don't know.
Like I said, I'm quite sure.
Not my place.
A lot of generational people that's his age, that's just a generational curse, being sexually abused. A lot of people my age, his age, they've been touched by uncles, this, that, and third, passes, whatnot. That's just what it is. I mean, it's where your comment is a generational thing or been approached in some form of fashion. What I'm saying to you, at ancient times or maybe another time, that wasn't part of the story. And homosexuality was. Because in Roman time, that was, in Greece, that shit is still what they do. Certain places, they look at different reasons, and then Africa, they will burn you with a tie around your neck. It's just what it is. It's the law of the land. So what I'm saying is, if it's already in the chart that you're supposed to be gay or you're going to have bisexual things, and then what I tell you is in the 10 Commandments and whatever law it is, if you're judging, once you judge, you're separating. If it's written already that you're going to be gay and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. Now, I'm not saying why you're gay. I'm not saying that your uncle didn't do it and hit something in you, but you are gay nevertheless. Or let's say in your chart, it say that you at one particular, this transit, at this time, you're going to start having mental breakdowns. Well, maybe you smoked some boat and that was the trigger. You feel me? It's just playing it out in the chart. That's where you got the mental illness. All right, well, where did that happen? All right, or when you were born, maybe when you were born, your moon was afflicted. So you was already on some crazy shit from the jump. You feel me? And then, as times progress, the planets calm down and let it go. So through medication, that's the quantum equation to it.
Right, but that go back to the belief, to the fluoride argument. You know what I'm saying?
That's the
fluoride
perception.
is a quote unquote atom and whatnot.
Listen what I'm saying. That's when you're in 3D consciousness. You're looking at the play as if it's real. It has to play out. So how do it play itself out? If it's stating right here that your moon, you're supposed to be afflicted. Your moon is afflicted, right? And this is what it is. You're going to see, you're going to be schizophrenic. And you're going to hear voices because your moon is combined with K2 and it's in the 8th house, the house of spirituality, mysticism, and all that shit. And you seeing shit, right? And it's already in there. That now it's got to play out quantum wise. How do it play out in the story? This transit came, it eventually came to this. All right, so when do he start seeing it? All right, through his childhood, he had a pretty good childhood. All right, now he's in the moon Mahadasha. So what is the moon Mahadasha? All right, that means that now it's the moon's time to come through. All right, so the moon stage in life is in the 8th house. So that's your mind. So the moon, now your mind is ready to be afflicted. Well, how do it get afflicted? It got to play out. Okay, it's just not magic, wow, because the right side of your brain, the logic is not going to accept it. It has to play out quantum. All right, so how is it playing out quantum? He took a fucking blunt. It was laced with PCP, and he ain't been right since. Well, it's saying in his chart that the moon was afflicted at this time. It played out because he smoked it at this time. He was supposed to smoke that joint. His man supposed to say, hey, boy, get this, blah, 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 try this. You smoke weed, this, that shit right here. And it took him to another round. He wasn't born with it. It was supposed to come. It was time released. So that's how the lead will go. Once you start reading the chart and seeing how the planets move through the time realm, all right, this is how it's going to play out now. Like right now, when I told you, Saturn is over the top of the Saturn's moon and Saturn's ascendant. Everybody that's got Saturn moon and Saturn ascendant, I tell you, bullshit you not. They going through that. Something fell apart for them. Now, how bad did it fall apart is based on the numbers. So if you got high numbers, then maybe COVID just fucked you up and you got a loan and right now you cool with your business. You feel me? That didn't fall apart and you waiting for it to lift off. You got enough savings. All right, say you got a business and COVID hit and you got low points. Well, your whole shit fall apart. Boom. You can't get a loan. You ready out here shaking a tin can. Got fired from your job, all this shit. Because this is what's supposed to happen because now that pain is there for the knowledge to start coming in. I got something else for you to do. This is a chance. Yo, everything that you learned, you got it. You know how to engineer, you know how to talk, you know how to do this. You learned this, now I want to give you this to learn. Because this is the new shit now. You already had that part of your life. You did this, that, and the third. Like in my chart, it said I was supposed to be when I was under my Mars Mahadasha. So that was when I was a correctional officer. So I was fighting, fucking, all that. Then I started owning clubs when my Venus Mahadasha. So I was owning clubs, I'm jumping around, having a good time, boom, boom, boom. And I'm getting in the clubs because my moon, my planets was in Vishaka. Vishaka means alcohol. So not only Venus is the alcohol sales too. So I have to be in alcohol sales with Vishaka. Not only the club, I'm into the whole thing. So all that shit is there. That's where the Leela come in. The whole life plays out through the charts. Everything. And then like I told you, when you're gaining weight, Jupiter more than likely is over the first house of whatever zodiac you in. You in, I don't know what it is. I just can't stop eating these motherfucking chocolate. I'm gaining weight like a motherfucker. I can't stop. Then you get Saturn. Saturn shit, you throwing up. Can't hold nothing down. Venus, you eating all exotic shit. You at 5-star restaurants and shit. Motherfucking Rahu, you eating what you eating. You having a good time. And that's how it goes. Whatever that Mahadasha, that's when you're going to get different realms. If you're in Rahu, shit can suddenly happen. Rahu is the desire. That's what you're incarnated for, desire. So shit start happening. Boom, boom, boom. You be like, damn, shit fall in line like a motherfucker. Because at this period, this is a good stroke for a material. But when K2 come in, K2 and Saturn, when they come around, K2, you don't even want to be around friends. That's when a lot of your Aquarian shit come in. Aquarian, Aquarian energy, you be like, you with it 1 minute, you wear different shit, and then all of a sudden you just go back in the lab. You like, man, I'm gone. Everybody like, damn, you was with it a minute ago. What the fuck happened? Oh man, I was thinking about something. I gotta do this shit before I forget it. You're a mad scientist when you're a fucking Aquarius. Yo, your mind click, pow, 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 pow. You rolling, yo. You like, and you can be in the middle of a party or middle of talking, and you be like, hold up 1 minute, and you gone. That's just what it is. So if you got Rahu, when Rahu time comes, yo, you can get in car accidents, houses on fire and all that shit, everything. But sometimes when that shit, car accidents happen, you got insurance, you get that money that way. Or somebody die in your family. That's money right there. That's how it gives you the loss. It takes something away, but it gives you something. So all the plans, it's just, that's the matrix. This is the matrix. This is the matrix. Everything is just spelled straight the fuck out. And once you understand it, if you're in 3D conscious, you believe that Trump is a motherfucking racist pig, blah, 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 I'm gonna kill this motherfucker, blah, 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 blah. This is what it is. But once you sit back and say, yo, he is negative, that's part of the yin and yang in me. Everybody and everything is you. And the moment you get that in your head, instead of, yo, this, that, and the third, because you might have to come back and you beat Donald Trump. Not that I'm saying he's doing anything right or anything, but in his mind, he thinks he's right. But it's part of the story. Like in Game of Thrones, you needed Cersei Lannister. You need Cersei Lannister to make the story right. If you look at it as it is a story instead of being real. Cersei did just the same things as Donald Trump. They're going to come in here and take your children. They're going to rape your people. They're going to come in and take your suburbs. And you need me as your protection, blah, blah, blah. The same thing. And Biden came in there on that dragon and burned his ass with them electoral votes. And just like Daenerys did.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Friday, he appointed 3 Supreme Court justices over the 3 states that's in question.
So,
but even that's probably in the stars.
Yo, it's part of the game. It's part of the game. Just like I said, what are you gonna do? Only thing he can do is destroy democracy if he get in here. That's it. What are you gonna stage a coup? That's it. And I'm not saying it's not possible, because I think a lot of not Baltimore. I think a lot of Americans are drones. They're sheep. They're sheep. So like I said, I mean, that's looking at life in a mundane level. But like I said, once you sit here, like what you're looking here, that's an esoteric thing. Once your consciousness raised, you'll start seeing how the spheres spin, the planets and the stars spin. Your consciousness is above that. It's above the stars and stuff. You're no longer in 3D. You're not captured behind those stars and moons and stuff anymore. Your consciousness see the whole thing. That's peeking past the veil. That's an enlightened man. Once he gets past the veil, he see how things move. And guess what? It's just what it is. And it's experience. It's not real. Not to the true self. His consciousness been raised. And he on his knees through humbleness. Like I said, the privilege will never meet the Father. You have to be humble. And I'm not saying that you gotta be pious. That's a difference. It's people that's material, like Osha. He was material, but you get your shit right back. You give it. Because guess what? He didn't have to pay for shit. Once you become the beacon of light, certain things is given. People gonna give you this, certain things gonna open. Why do you need a mansion here? Why do you need a mansion there? Why do you? No. He can go anywhere he want, fly anywhere he wanted, anywhere he did what he wanted to do. Didn't cost him a dime. So them dimes is given to you. Why can't you distribute it to the people that don't have? You ain't paying for shit else in your life. You radiate that light. It was supposed to come. The material comes. Material will come. It will. Once you get on the path that you're supposed to go on. Once you're doing something that you love doing this. Like we're talking. We've been talking for 3 hours almost. And it doesn't feel that way because time is going. There's no word. Because this is something of passion.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right, brother.
You when you're doing your passion.
Yeah, I can't believe myself. I'm like, yo, it's 10, almost 10:30.
Yeah.
Just rolling, got it set up. But
it's just
that's what I'm saying. Like,
you
you never know what parts of the conversation could actually help people on their journey and whatnot. So at the end of the day, we all just remembering, right?
Mm-hmm. That's all it is. Remembering.
Some of us just
remembering the left side and the right side of your brain. You're remembering it. You're putting it back together. Remember, putting it back together. The left side and the right side of the brain. The alchemy. Once you put that alchemy, once that, like you said, the seed of reed, the red sea is 3D consciousness. Once that lightning went through it and parted the Red Sea, that's the Kundalini. Blues. Man walked through it. It's part of the 3C. The Red Sea is 3D consciousness, the sea of thought. Oh, that's going on, this, that, and that. It pulls all that shit to the side. That's bullshit. It's not real. Come over here to the promised land. And he said when they said Moses, he fed them from the manna of heaven. The manna of heaven is that milk and honey that's produced from the pituitary gland and the thalamus and the pineal gland. The 3 wise men. That's the manna of heaven. And it drops down from heaven, the head. The head is heaven. It drops down and it feeds the Gentiles. Because to be Jew is not a race. Jew is to have a higher conscience. It's a Christ consciousness. That's not a race. That's the Jewish. Jewish is to be Christ-like consciousness. That's why you have the Star of David. The upper part of you and the lower part of you have become one. That's when you are a Jew. Jew, Christ consciousness. Every nationality, everybody has that star. The downward and the upward pyramid. That's what it is. Your lower self and your higher self became one. And that's all it is.
When
That
you're a jewel or whatever.
you bring it both together and then you start seeing it. It's perception. Stop taking everything what you perceive. You're not what you perceive. You never were. You would never were what you perceive you are. You only the window. You're a window in this whole thing. You're a keynote. Like I said, in this symphony that's called the universe, you're just a note. I'm just a note in this universe. And like I said, the people that we perceive as bad, whatever, or we see as bad, they're just bad notes. They're that E flat or something, and you, hey, but it's all part of it's the order and the chaos. It's the order and the chaos. It's order and the chaos. Everything meshed together. Once you look back and see the bigger picture, like when I say, like if somebody say, well, what about the serial killer that killed everybody and did a statewide joint? All right, let's say he was Emmett Till in a previous life, right? And all these guys that killed him, right? He died with that on his, he believed he was Emmett Till. And while he was at the scale, he said, I got to get them back. He believed he's an ego. Well, he said, all of them going to be women, and they're going to be scattered through the U.S. He like, okay, got it. I'm getting them. And he killed this woman, that woman, this one. Well, all of them in previous incarnations was the murderers of him, floated him, all that. Well, he came back with that. When he died, he was like, oh, I got to get that motherfucker. Oh. He come back. He a white guy. Yeah, he a white guy. But he a white guy that's a psychopath. And he killed 20 people, 20 females. All those guys turned into females. Because at one point in time, they were male chauvinists and they treated females like shit too.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
I'm telling you how that wheel of karma. Once you leave it and you have the physical death, but you still have that ego conscious, your consciousness is still there. But if the ego's still rolling the conscious, that's why you stay on that wheel of samsara until you start breaking down and crying. And then you be like, all right, this is enough. I'm tired of this. Because revenge is not the key. That's why I say, revenge be mine. You gotta let it go into the cosmic hand. You gotta let it go in the universe. I mean, I'm still on try Jesus, not me. Don't get me wrong. But it's slowly but surely fading away. You know what I'm saying? But I understand it very much well.
Well, I mean, you should understand it in an evolutionary point of view. You know, be transformed by the renewal of your mind. So even if you get locked into something, you shouldn't be locked into it. You got to be renewed in a sense. You know what I mean?
Karmic though, because like I said again, wherever your planets are placed, if you got a Taurus kind of energy going on, you're gonna be stubborn. Mars, you're gonna be fixed. That's a fixed sign. So you always fixed to certain things. Wherever the fixed signs is, they're not movable. They're fixed. So you're already gonna have that fixed energy there. So you're gonna be closed-minded if it's in your first house or in your fifth house where education comes from, or your past. You have a fixed. That's why you have the militant. When I told you when I said it's in his fifth house, Mars, but when Mars is in his fifth house, it brings past stuff. So and government. So a lot of government stuff too. So that's why I was saying, you're into some musical government, like radical shit. And he was like, yeah, because Mars was placed in there. I forgot who the house ruler was that made me say, yeah, that's what it was. But it's just that energy and it has to play out that way. So if I got Mars energy, whenever you see Mars, it's usually something combative, military, athletic, kind of plays out. And if it's in the fifth house, it's something that you brought with you. So that's the skills, music, entertainment, stuff like that in the fifth house. Music is a few things that each house brings. And and you are already a master of that. You're a master of it when you come out of the fifth house. That's past life. Now, if you got certain planets in the fifth house, like Saturn, it suppresses it to a later date till you get older. So that means you will have more knowledge in the second half of life opposed to the first half. Now, if you got Venus in there, then you just musically inclined, beautiful things going out. I'm not saying a beautiful person. I'm just saying you're producing beauty. You probably coming out with a nice designer, or you bringing out clothes, or you bringing out music. That's just there. It's just the best. Entertainment, you setting up different things. That's just where you're coming from. It's just the houses that it is. You're putting out fifth house as kids. So your children beautiful as well. Like I said, you might have Mars and then you got some kids in that motherfucker. And it's your romantic house too. Your fifth house is your romance. So if you got Venus in there, you got pretty much romantic energy with the partner. So that comes through too. So that's the fifth house. Now, if you got Mars in there, like I said, it can be militant. You can have athletic kids. You feel me? That's where the Mars attribute to your kids in the house.
I see.
So like I said, and then when you got Saturn in there, it delays kids. So you had those 40-year-olds that just having a kid. Man, your old ass having a kid for. You feel me? So
Right.
You got to understand wherever the planet is placed, certain planets aspect it. So say if I got it in the third house, right? I got Saturn in the third house. It aspects the second from it. So the second from it would be the fifth house. So I'll still have that energy of Saturn in there with the mix of Mars. I might have old ass bad kids, like pastors. You know, most pastors have kids young, but most pastor kids bad as shit. I'm like, God damn, you're a demon. So that's where I'm saying this is an example. You feel me? So old person, you have delayed kids at an older age, but your kids is rowdy. So that's how that shit goes. So it got to play out that way. So you got a little nut. He either passed his child, but this motherfucker out here robbing every goddamn thing.
Not a little nuck though.
Yeah, little nut. So I'm like, God damn, nut. Man, you father out here preaching the word, and you out here killing shit. I guess you doing his work, sending them to Jesus, huh? So
play your part in karma.
Yeah, so and that's all life is a comedy and a tragedy. That's all. That's all it is, comedy and tragedy. So when you look at it, you see the play is just a play. It's a play of experience. And you see where the planets are. And like I say, the way the ritual is, the spells, the book of spells is in the Bible, Quran, Bhagavad Gita, all those they speak to the soul. I mean, the ego is the one that's like, oh, that's some bullshit. The black man wasn't trained in this. He was trained in this. But guess what? The same story with the doggone is the goddamn same story as Jesus and them. It's the same story, just a different character. So that's where you have to get past the ego and stop identifying with the flesh. Because once you see Shiva and Shakti, that's the sun and the moon, left, right side of the brain again. Same shit. Jesus and Mary. Same shit. Horse and Isis. Same shit. But everybody, Allah Akbar, blowing up shit. Boom! But the same fucking story. When they say Buddha sat behind the Bodhi tree is the tree of life. The tree of life is your fucking spine, brain, and nerves. Once he meditated, he sat down and meditated, and it ascended. That's when he was like, oh, he got enlightenment under the tree. When he sat behind the tree behind him. The spine. Yogananda said it, the power is in the spine. The light is in the spine. Kundalini, the serpent. Psst. That's why when you see the medical staff, it's going up the staff. The serpent is going up the spine, medical. That's what it's all about, the spine, the promised land. That's the Holy Land. The Holy Land is the spine. So that's where I'm at with it, bro. I mean, Like once you understand that his body functions and those stars and everything plays it out. And like you said, the metaphysical, the quantum, the story is the quantum. This is what's supposed to happen. This is the director. This is the director. The planets are the director. Now, how it plays out is due to your culture and your perception. But it's gonna play out. And where you at in it. Like we said about the affliction of your mind going schizophrenic or something like that. Now in the Leela, in the story, it was him smoking. Let's say if he got higher points and he went schizophrenic, something happened. Maybe he was in a car crash. It wasn't weed this time. Nevertheless, it ended that way. No matter what no matter how it played out the way it was supposed to play out. Where he was supposed to have a brain disorder. Maybe he was playing football. He had a great life before then. You feel me? He athletic, he doing that. But at this time, he's on his moon time and is afflicted at this time. He get hit so hard, shook his brain. He got CTS, whatever that shit is. And now he got brain affliction. That's the way it go. It got to play out some way. That's it. That's the karma. Everybody like, damn, that's not fair, God. Yeah, it is. Because you wrote it before you came in. This is the shit you agreed to before you came in. You know what the fuck you did, past lives. You gotta pay for it. And you paying for it because you had fun. Okay, cool. You had your fun. You was a bully, whatever it may be. If that's what you need to answer to why, but you had your fun, now it's over. You got to pay for it because what you put in the universe comes back. If not this lifetime, then the next. You have to pay it back. Everybody goes, yo, why doesn't she did so good? She been good. She just got the hardest life in the world. Yo, I ain't never seen her do nothing. You ain't see what that bitch did last life. Right. She was out there hanging niggas, making strange fruit. She was old Jim Bob last life.
Not Jim Bob.
She was dragging them on the pickups.
Jim.
What?
Got Jim Bob out there.
If you can go back to that, and you say, damn, that's why the human intellect gotta feel it. But once you get past that, this is not YOLO, you only live once. You feel me? Once you understand that you've been here before, then you can understand you've been here thousands of times. You've been thousands of races. You've been thousands of cultures. You've been all that. So once you start ascending, you can start referencing all your past lives. Oh yeah, I remember when I was Irish and I believed in this. I was Scottish. I believed in this and Odin and Thor and this person and that person, Loki and this person. I believed in that. And then you come in here, I remember Dogon and this, that, and that, and this, that. I remember Samaria. And then all of it start eventually, once you start ascending more and more, all of it start becoming a reference point. Boom. And you like, oh my God, that's the knowing without knowing. Your past in your DNA is in there. Your past lives is in that shit. And that's the knowing without knowing. It's in my DNA. It's in there. How you know that? Man, I don't know. I can't explain it. I just know it. Because you studied it and you studied it lifetimes before. It's just presenting itself now because it's everything that happened in your life is part of your ascension. Every part of it. The good, what we call good and what we call bad, is part of it. So you can learn what it is that is really nothing. It's really nothing. It's all about perception. I can hate a motherfucker just off when I see him. Like when I looked at when the guy, Kyle Rittenhouse, shot the motherfucker, what the police say on the report, it was a black man shot 3 people. The first report came out was a black man shot 3 people. While Carl Rittenhouse, whatever his name is, was walking past the police with his hands up with the fucking assault rifle. So I'm already in 3D mind. Only a nigga can do this kind of stuff because that's what the media the enemy, certain media or society has produced them as, and we played into it, the stereotype, our music, our whole thing. Case in point with the Jeezy and Gucci shit. Gucci still talking about how he killed his man. You feel me? You still on some ignorant nigga shit.
How you feel about the Jeezy and Gucci?
I didn't even watch it. I just seen the little clips about it, and I seen a little thing on there, and I'm sitting there, I'm looking at his mentality. You know, all of them, you know, this is where they at. I mean, and you start evolving, Jeezy started evolving, I guess, or setting up the play for it or whatever. But at the same time, that's him identifying with the ego. Now, I want people to know I'm hard. Yeah, I killed your man. Just like the nigga who killed Nipsey. What was it for?
Right.
And I'm saying, but maybe Nipsey killed him in another life. You feel me? And it had to play its way out.
You never think about that, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like everybody, yo, Nipsey, he must have did something in this life. He ain't had to do it in this life. He might have been a stand-up man the whole time. But the universe you got to give it back. And this is what time you gotta go, because I got something for you to do after this. You got another life you gotta portray. So everything is under time. When you die, that's a timing. You already fulfilled that part of the contract. You're trying to ascend to get through the rings of Saturn. So that's why they tell you rejoice to the person when they die, because they on there further in their journey. You're supposed to cry for the soul that's coming in because they ready to go through the trials and tribulation of hell, away from God. You rejoice when they leave because they further in their progression to go to the Father, to be self-realized that they are the Father, that they are the light, but they still creating karma because they still under the consciousness of that they are this, even when they pass. That's the ghost. Man, I'm fucked up. I got to get this motherfucker because the soul didn't rest. It's not ready for the next evolvement because it's still holding it. So guess what? It brings that heart energy. It only reads, the universe reads the heart. So it brings the heart energy in. So it reads the heart, the scale. Midnight gospel. Oh, boy, you need some more time. Let me give you some more time. Put the planet here, put it right there. I know what's going to break his ass. Put it right there. Put Mars right here. He going to have a fucked up ass mother. Yeah, put it right there. He'll learn something because he ain't appreciate his mother that time. He going to appreciate it this time. Man, my mother's so hard on me, man. She terrible, man. Why is she like that? Oh, because you got Mars in your fourth house. That's why y'all beef. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what I see. Yeah, I got you. And that's what it is. And it's got to play itself out. Mother probably abusive. That's the Aries. Motherfucker, boom, boom, beating you, cutting you, doing all that shit. Karma. Why she beat him? He only a baby. He wasn't a baby before. He came in, he a baby now. Motherfuckers and kids, like kids that get killed as kids, because they killed the kid when they was a motherfucking adult. Karma, you gotta give it back. The way you got it, the way you're gonna get it back, the same way. Some of these souls only supposed to be here for 2 years, 3 years, 1 year. Because they exterminated somebody 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It's only karma. It's karma. That's a universal law. It's cause and effect. But you cannot keep thinking that it's just this. You are an eternal being. You are an eternal being. And everybody will like, why would I choose this kind of life, or why would I? Why not? You ain't got shit else to do. You ain't got shit. Yeah, it's just like going to a horror house. Going to you know it's scary in there, but you know you safe. The soul know that earth life is scary, but it knows that it's safe. You feel me? It's just an experience. I went to the haunted house because I wanted to be scared. I wanted to see how it looked. That's what the soul does to come in earth. I know I ain't gonna die. You're not really dying. You're not gonna die. Your soul don't die, the physical die. But I'm going, hey, I'm gonna put this game suit on and I'm gonna rock this shit and I'm gonna forget who I really am because I ain't got shit else to do. Let me make this universe work. Let me experience this. What else you gotta do? Before you can say, I want a hamburger, like I said, the burger is in your hand. Wouldn't you want a little struggle? That's what you go to camping for. Man, I'm home, I got everything. Come on, y'all, let's go out camping. Let's pull it up to 10. One day for God is what? One solar day is 1 year for the universe, for the supreme being. 1 year. One day is 1 year. So if you got that kind of time and that consciousness, what's 80 days? 80 days to a God is 80 years to man. What's 80 days? I can do that. Fuck it. I'm going in. And time don't exist out there in his realm, in that realm. Time doesn't exist. So I can go back in time, go in time. Time is a motherfucking loop. All right, so I'm coming back as an Asian woman in 600 BC. It's just that simple. Time doesn't exist. Once to consciousness, to pure consciousness. But as long as you motherfucking 3D, you're thinking time is linear and it's real. So you always saying, what's next, what's next, what's next? When all of it's been done. You're under that perception. Like I said, all that ever is and all that ever will be was already created. Parallel universes has been created too. So if you got positive energy, guess what? It's like a flip book. We can go flip high, and if you want some low shit, I got existence, I got a future for you when you're going low. And it just goes right in flow. It might be, I won a lot, though. I'm balling. I got so egotistical, somebody beat me for my money. I'm broke. I'm broke. That's simple. Highs and lows. Highs and lows.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. And I mean, like I said, if I'm doing right by the money, I'm giving, doing the right things, philanthropy, I'm still going higher. But I'm out here stunting, motherfucking got a chain for every day, custom jewelry, this, shitting on people, throwing it in the air, throwing it at people. Fuck you, nigga. Man, I got $1 million left, man. I'm ready to lose this shit. Man, I got this great motherfucking thing, man. This is a fail-safe joint. You gonna be right. Man, all I need is this amount. Now I need this amount. This, oh, I'm good. This, we got this. Boom, gone. You back in your mother's basement. You like this. She looking at you. What the fuck happened? Because you let the ego take you to a whole nother thing. You wasn't feeding the universe. But look, I'm out of here. I'm gonna hit you with the point. Novi, tomorrow, anytime after 12 o'clock.
Okay, brother.
I'm here.
Naughty gods out boots.
All right, that's what it is. All right.
Peace.
My wife almost made me call it the power of Grayskull. This is how it worked, right? I say by the powers of Ike Jackson. I mean Ike Turner and Joe Jackson. I have the power. I say perfect power.